I think both of the teams got drafts that they wanted.
Yeah.
I feel like there's going to be a lot of sustain coming out from Xtreme Gaming. You have Chen Heal, you have Healing Ward, you have Axe, who's naturally tanky, you have Skyrat Mage with his shield, with his facet, then you have Pangolier as well.
Snowball stun is long enough that you can disengage. But it's starting to show the potential issue over here. Now Michael might just choose to run down FY. They're going to skill the missile as well. This will take a while. But
it will. It better be worth it.
But according to you, FY is washed.
I didn't say that.
And he's
fine.
Oh,
whoa, first blood going to Michael.
You're washed. You thought he was safe. I'm trying to think of matchups that have been Pango fair. I feel like Pango does well against Ember, right? So you can ignore Flame Guard because all your damage is physical.
True.
I think there's like very few select melee versus melee matchups.
With the burrow to follow up El Micho.
See you later.
Like they'll snag that
might be
kill
a
onto
trade.
Nova.
Nothing to say. Double jump.
Yeah,
Jump
another
down.
jump.
Follow through.
Miss
Miss.
swashbuckle, but Rolling Thunder is at the disposal of Nothing to Say. In a weird spot though. He gets stuck here a lot, and El Micho will find his way into the arms of FY. And eventually Nothing to Say will... The never-ending chase as Nothing to Say finally gets the kill, but boy, oh boy, was a lot of time wasted.
I think Nothing to Say has a couple of specialist heroes like Tinker, and maybe is a little bit more fond of the Spirit heroes than XM, with the exception of Storm, of course. Oh, he is getting...
Swash was already used,
blasted.
trying to go for the ult, but Nothing to Say is dead beforehand. Nice gank from the Cobra side.
You know, it's one of those items where the design of it makes it... It's such a balancing act, not making this item too good or too bad, right? When you make an item like this that does these three specific things...
Oh, Parker being pursued by Nothing to Say, has the defusal. Mystic Flare doing a lot of damage. Parker's going to live. The cookie will help his cause. Nothing to Say in the Rolling Thunder, not going to go any further. Inside the arena he goes instead with the Mortimer's Kisses on top of X Nova, so the first death is on the side of Xtreme Gaming. So Parker lives, and Cobra defends successfully.
I don't really know if the... I guess he just wants the BKB primarily for Pango, because there aren't that many things he's really dealing with here, except Pango. But it's all good regardless. Here goes the tower. I'm really surprised they're this late.
Rolling Thunder, they're not going to be able to defend that tower. They do isolate the Mars, though, with a nice Mystic Flare with the call to follow. Gets cookied.
Oh, that's a
into
good
the
arena.
Spear onto one, but the death of Mars does come before all this damage. But Dark Mago with a beautiful Burrow Strike onto two with the Mortimer's Kisses from very far away leads to 2 kills for Team Cobra. As Parker already going high ground with that Aegis.
I mean,
another 4 minutes.
A lot of the time it's either Dom Pipe or Dom Blink, and then Blade Mail, but...
Epicenter, Dark Mago. The Omni Slash is on the back line. The Mortimer's Kisses onto 2. Big arena onto several heroes. That's already 2 dead for Xtreme Gaming. The backstab attempt. How much damage were they able to do, though? Nothing to Say. In that Rolling Thunder, the Juggernaut isolated at the moment, gets speared into a tree, gets destroyed by the Rebuke. Nothing to Say onto the high ground, gets off the swashbuckle, has to TP back. As Dark Mago not able to finish the job, but, well, the damage has been done. A nice spear. Going to be able to be used to isolate FY into the death. And Team Cobra came to play today.
Pango needs to get multiple items before he really does damage. Axe without a dagger is not a damaging hero, really.
Yeah, Parker.
So
kind of wants to use the Aegis here pretty soon. The Barracks. Okay, initiation now from the Mars. That's going to be an easy kill onto XXS to start things out. Nothing to Say. Rolling Thunder with not much follow-up. So Cobra in very prime position to potentially end this game. A good Mystic Flare, not quite enough to finish the job. Instead, the Snowball saves into the kill onto Nothing to Say. This is going to be 2 lanes of Barracks for Cobra, and probably more to come.
Or if it's because the team builds around the idea that that is how they should play with him as a carry, right? Because you're absolutely right. You don't see him play games like Skitter does, right? For example, he just doesn't play that way, but that doesn't mean he's incapable. It might just be a decision you're making as an, oh my god, nothing to say.
Nothing to Say. Rolling Thunder into nothing, and that is going to be the death of XXS as Cobra are putting Xtreme in their place right now. Epicenter combination from Dark Mago, And FY will take a tumble in his own base, and now the call down as the rest of Xtreme skitter away to their fountain. To no avail, though. They are dropping like flies. The only death for Cobra was the Snapfire as GG's come out. So game 1 to Team Cobra in dominating fashion. And there's the Omni Slash. That probably doubled his damage for the game right at the end. And there's Parker and his bad manners, Cinder. We'll see if Ame has anything to say about that in game number 2.
Yeah, I mean, they certainly win the team fights now. It's like a scuffed version of Mars Arena versus the Centaur, where you can't ult and run away if everyone is in a massive AoE stun.
The gush from XXS, and of course the panel already talked about the minus armor on the other side, so itemization for both sides would actually be kind of similar, with as El Micho will be taken out, it looks like. So first blood to Ame. As Dark Mago stuck inside the shards, nothing to say, would love to get this room, but the Nether Blast zones him out, and Dark Mago ends up getting it anyway. Now the bash onto FY, and this is going to be the death of the Tusk. Tuskar himself. But FY, I said he's rusty. You can get rid of the rust, you know?
I see. But probably not by going in the river.
Nah, probably not.
It's not really the place to do it.
Cookie to try to save his own life, but El Micho will be dropping anyway to X Nova. So this lane going quite well for the Xtreme side.
Yeah, it's conceptually really powerful. Dragon Knight plus AA. You have a long duration level 1 stun.
The question is, how can they get on top of him? One crush will do it. I think that's the start right there. And El Micho with the cookie available if needed. We'll use the Scatter Blast. A nice dodge from Nothing to Say. It might not matter, and indeed that is the case. El Micho gets the last hit. FY under the tower.
This could be more with the regen rune.
Yeah, absolutely. Going back in is Dark Mago with the crush. He's standing a lot of damage, but a Ravage coming in from XXS who TPs in, so it costs them a lot of time and resources, but they do finish off the mid laner for the Cobra side.
That's a really important Tide TP.
Pake on the Centaur.
Pike.
Pike.
Uh-oh, mid again, but this time they have the levels, and he's frozen to crap.
Get frozen, and that'll be the death of the Slardar.
And the Pugna.
And Mr. Michael will follow suit to the grave. So double kill for Nothing to Say, desperately needed, as we've talked about ad nauseum. Is it Centaur, who's Brad Pitt in this scenario, or Tidehunter,
Brad Warden,
who is me? El Micho onto the tier 2 tower. Will be chased down by Nothing to Say. Using some remnants.
Heal? No heal.
And he gets decrepified, but to no avail. And now Michael is going to get AA blasted, so that'll be both supports dead for Cobra.
I think in this situation, Tide easily more impactful, I would say.
I didn't ask about this game.
Like, now I'm going to second guess every time you ask me if you even want the answer.
If it takes you that long to answer, then
I was giving you time to call the play on screen. That's how this works, you know?
That's not what it was.
Uh-oh, Parker. That's a big find.
A big kill. Searing Chains applied. Gets punched into the air. Outnumbered 4 versus 1.
To answer your question, though, it's Tidehunter.
I would disagree with that.
Okay, I don't know what the question was.
I know. Because it's objectively correct what I just said. But keep it up, Cinderin. You're doing great.
Working on it.
That's why you get paid the big bucks. Ame, in the meantime, gets paid the big bucks to lose Game 5s in TI. Mortimer's Kisses will finish the job onto him. It might cost El Micho his life, though, and nice shards.
Yep. FY's back.
Indeed.
He warmed up after Game 1.
Yeah, that's all it took. That single game.
When it matters. Because at the end of the day, there's still more physical damage than magical damage in the Radiant lineup, especially if you decrep post, let's say, like AA blasts and stuff. So, and also it no longer amplifies on allies anyway, so you might as well do it whenever.
Ame did destroy Michael in the meantime. Oh, this would be a very, very big kill. They actually used the Ravage for it, and that's enough damage. Dark Mago. Into the grave you go. 2-hero pool. But Tide wasn't in that pool, so looks a little bit bigger now.
2-hero pool, but 10-friend pool.
Nice crush into the bash. Nothing to Say, though, has the remnants up.
Well, Xnova will get
Picked
that.
out.
It's gonna
Parker, Meld Strike is enough to delete Nothing to Say. As FY will try to delay the inevitable with that snowball.
This is really awkward for Xtreme.
Lots of misses though. Good attempt with the
Amen.
trap, but FY will live. Mortimer's Kisses trying to keep Dark Mago alive.
Oh, he
A
needs
lot
a
on
good
top
toggle
of
here.
Ame.
He needs a
Does
good
get
toggle.
hit. Toggling
Oh,
again.
he missed the last shot.
Dark Mago wants to continue the pressure potentially. No, we'll try to back away. Instead, they'll cancel the TP of XXS. So they don't get the prize possession in Ame, but they get the kill into XXS, who is kind of the hero of Xtreme this game. And now into the Roche pit they go.
Yeah.
That's a big
Nice
A blast though.
movement there from Mago to get out of the pit.
To say, Remnants in, wants to finish off Pike. The pipe is now activated.
He's just
oh
dead.
my god, Nothing to Say evaporates.
Oh, this is real
And now
bad
that's
news for
gonna
Xtreme. My
be
God.
a definite Roche for Cobra. And they take the lead with this.
If you fall behind on Jugger, the hero's just not good. So, I guess what I'm trying to say is the risk-reward of moving, you need to feel very confident that you're going to pull it off. Okay, open up.
Man gets Hoof Stomp, Stampede to fall. The TPs are still coming though, and before they even come, that's a dead Centaur.
Well, let's
Those
see if
TPs
Xtreme
work
get
for
it.
a
That's
big
good
crush on the 3 with the
Oh
Mortimer's
my.
Kiss is just blowing everybody up, but the snowball is going to keep them alive for the time being. The Ravage to follow. Nice Decrepify to keep the Slardar alive as Parker's actually all alone at the moment on the high ground. He takes out FY in turn. Nice nuke onto 2 as they try to run away as XXS is taking a lot of pressure off the rest of his lineup. Just tanking up this damage. Will attempt to TP. He's fine. So they do get Ame though on that Dragon Knight. So it ends up being a 3 for 2. Melt Strike not quite enough to kill off Nothing to Say. Has that damage rune. These armor items are going to be the name of the game for both sides.
Makes you wonder if XXS is going to buy all 3. Vlad's, Shiva, and AC.
Dark Mago gets clipped by the AA Blast and will tick away.
Good find.
So nice kill for Xtreme.
Now he has BKB, so that won't be possible next time.
Yeah, well, we've been here before.
Yep. Uh-oh, XXS. Is he going to be able to play his way out of this one? The answer is no.
Has Ravage, but
It's way better to die than to Ravage, though.
yep, for sure. So Parker getting a nice valuable kill, has 14 stacks on that Deso.
Nice pre-glimmer to prevent the slight chains, and Ame will get a deny. That's all he's going to get for his efforts. He's going Butterfly.
On Ame?
Oh, he's curing it up at least.
Huh. Interesting. They get the Dragon Tail with the AA Blast and the Ravage onto 3. Dark Mago and Michael dead right off the bat. And the rest of Cobra on the run. El Misho will eventually be spotted, so likely a 3rd to fall in this engagement. Nice pickoffs from Xtreme.
Now, the unfortunate situation here for Xtreme is that this is probably a little bit too early to be able to get Roche. Ooh,
Parker's in the area. Smoke up now too as Pike. Yeah, they're gonna go for this. And Ame's no longer in dragon form either. They get the stop onto the TA in the north, and there's the belch from Roche. So now they can no longer take it. FY is going to be the first to fall here. Doc Marco still had the BKB. Ame blinks in to get very aggressive. They will take out Michael in turn. And now attempting to run away, but Parker kills off Nothing to Say on the other side. And this is certainly a disaster for Xtreme as they attempt to run away. XXS will try to bring them to the other side to save the rest of his team. Double kill for Parker, and now Roche will be Cobras.
Yeah. They couldn't kill it fast enough. This was my concern.
And like you said, this second Roche is, or is this third Roche now? Whatever Roche this is, very important in this game. Ame continue on in the pit. Roche is at half HP. Shiva's to give a little bit of vision from Nothing to Say. And there's the Dragon form from Ame. Now they're on a bit of a timer. Pike inside of the pit, goes for the hoof stomp into the crush. That's a lot of damage, but the Ravage comes in onto 4 heroes, but the damage is done. Michael, first to die, instantly buys back, but Nothing to Say drops really hard to Parker. As the Centaur stun locked in place, goes for the D ward at the last moment. Ame is hitting so hard though. El Misho's dead. FY follows suit to Parker's right click, and now double buyback from the Cobra side. Onto the high ground, Ame trying to take out the TA. Parker's dead. Ultra kill for Ame. And they should be able to get the Roche as a result, as this is a reflected snowball. And this will be a dieback for Pyke. And it's just like that. Xtreme take a huge fight in their favor. That's 3 buybacks for Cobra, a dieback on the Centaur, and now Roche.
Otherwise, see if they even get the chance to make said play.
Yeah, it's a 5 versus 4. That's not including the Aegis and Cheese. Ame forcing the issue right on top of Parker. Gets punched into the air with a Force Staff, though. Gets forced back to the other side. Now there's a big Ravage, and that's the death of Parker. Buys back instantly, though, as Ame, having free reign, has the Refresher. That's another BKB and another Dragon form, as this Slardar will be taken to the grave as well. Has the buyback, though, will have to expend it. The Ancient fully exposed, though, and Ame is just going completely ham on top of it, as Pyke and Parker jumping in to try to delay this as much as possible, as XXS with the Refresher himself has another Ravage if he needs it, but really, they're going to use it. But this should be the end of game number 2, as they're going to go for the kills instead of just finishing the game. Ame attacking so quickly as Parker gets dropped. Double kill for Ame, and game number 2 for Xtreme Gaming.
Yeah, that was a back and forth affair. It was looking really good in the mid game for the side of Cobra, but that one decisive fight a few minutes ago for Xtreme really sealed the deal. And
this is ET Dragonite. Dragonite already has a built-in minus armor, and then you have Snapfire, you have Bristleback plus ET. They kind of upgraded for what Cobra wanted to do in the second game.
You need to be up close and personal with the hero itself, which isn't always the case. So expect a lot of armor items coming out from Cobra's side.
at the same time,
onto XXS with the meld as well. But El Misho, he's going to get cookied to death as FY will claim first blood in this game number 3. Now Parker getting forced out. That's a lot of damage. So you'd say that this is generally tiny favored, as Xnova has 3 stacks of Shadow Poison. Michael brings him down.
But just strictly as a lane matchup, it has, I think this has always been tiny favored, but I don't know if it's changed recently.
Oh, this would be a huge kill. Cookie right on top. Nothing to say, gets the kill onto Dark Mago.
Actually, such a clean Cookie too. Dodged the avalanche with it.
And the rune will be top, so should be secured by Dark Mago, and it's the Arcane. Oh, nice Cookie. Initiation on a Parker, gets off the refraction, but there is the save from El Misho. And Stampede from the other side. Dark Mago still quite fast. Avalanche, toss up. There's the coil, though, and oh boy, they're getting punished hard. Cookie to secure Dark Mago's death. So 2 dead in favor of Xtreme already. 4-1 advantage for them.
What about it?
I've seen it by the Wisdom Shrine. I don't understand. Well, how does that happen? How do you proc that?
I'm not sure what exactly makes it go there when.
Yep, coil. Echo Stomp to secure the kill. Nice disruption to delay as they actually TP in to try to contest. And the rebound is successful. Misho, I say that, but the Mortimers finishes the job. In fact, they get a 2nd kill off the back of that. Now Stampede, Parker, closing the gap on a Nothing to Say. Can't connect fully, so it doesn't get the slow as Nothing to Say. Has to go to the other side, looking for a high 5 in the meantime. And we'll jaunt into their base, TP away safely.
Styling on him.
Yeah. Yep.
TA and Sven. It was the same with the old Sister Shroud, and it was the same with, what was that tier 2 called beforehand? That gave a guaranteed dodge.
Think about that for a moment. Coil, though. Oh, that's a lot of damage applied to Nothing to Say. So good turnaround as the Earth Splitter deletes a creep. The Mortimers to follow. Not enough for a kill on the side of Xtreme. So big kill for Cobra. But this is the long play, Cinder. And you see the genius?
Well, he's technically training Xtreme to play new heroes.
Dragon Tail. Nice rebound save. Our Splitter will miss as a result. And Mortimer's kind of wasted as well. XXS is going to get Demonic Purge tossed back into the fray. Oh, that's a lot of damage. It's going to be a trade for the Tiny, though. So 1 for 1 to start things out. Nothing to Say. We'll find the distance. El Misho being pursued by the big old Dragon Knight. FY gets the Cookie onto the high ground and actually gets killed off by Parker. Very nice alignment there.
2 back-to-back Psyblade hits there. Clean. The Solar, putting Solar on DK in this game when he has BKB is going to be extremely powerful. Might even win just a straight up fight against the TA this time around because there's no Slardar, like you said.
XXS, Demonic Purge, getting Meld struck, has that Blade Meld. Of course, the Refraction takes care of that completely, but the puck taking massive amount of damage, finally gets the phase shift off, nothing to say. Oh, he gets hit by the Marcy just at the last moment and taken out in turn.
That's a good
Two dead for Xtreme. They have lost TA on the Cobra side. It's a big toss back, not enough for a kill quite yet, but a double hook stomp from Pyke into the rebound as El Micho pops the ult, dies right afterwards. Ame with the double kill. Gets off the breathe fire, but eventually is taken out. And in fact, this is a full team wipe for Cobras.
That's what they needed to find, and they did it. Absolutely on me.
A break 2-for-1 special.
It's very likely to become the X Factor if
silence
they were
with
to
that.
win.
Oh, and the hoof stomp to follow. They perfectly align that. So a kill onto nothing to say. Set up again by Parker's trap. This has been a thorn in the side of Xtreme.
I mean, X-Nova's going to try his best here, but I just don't see this without Puck. They're going to stall it one stomp here. And then... Oh, they actually going to try?
Are they? Ame actually gets right into the pit, getting in really deep, pops the BKB as well. He's now alone in the pit, trying to finish off Roshan. Pyke in there with the hoof stomp, but the snatch is there for Ame. Claims the Aegis for himself. Just walks in without anybody else and just takes it. And now the full team fight is coming. A rebound right on top of the Snapfire. Coil placed onto 2. El Micho's the first to drop a big double edge onto 2 heroes. Pyke doing a ton in this fight. Aegis is now gone, and now you're a human again, Ame. Can you continue to fight?
We used a Demonic Purge charge and a toss. Nothing major, no ults needing to be expended. Oh boy, is this okay? Big Lotus was needed there.
Yeah, has the blink, should be fine.
So he'll get out there.
I say that, Dark Mago's in the vicinity.
Surely.
Yules, Avalanche, toss up, dead. Nice pick off from Cobras. High ground attempt number 1 as Dragon Tail to start things out right on time. There's the rebound to keep the TA safe. Now the coil applied to several heroes. Nice disruption, but the Marcy is dead. BKB pop for Parker as he attempts to get away. Looks like he's going to leave the rest of his team to die. So this fight's just over. Cobra lose 3 heroes. And Xtreme not really giving up much at all there. Shadow Demon, is it overkill?
I would say so, yeah. I think Daedalus would have probably been better. Or Revenant's Brooch if you wanted to get some earlier, cheaper value against these high armor targets in DK and Bristle.
Oh, Avalanche toss onto the DK. Michael is there. Trying to get off a Demonic Purge with that break. Rebound away from El Micho, nothing to say. Creating some space in the meantime. Gets off that phase shift, forcing the BKB out of Parker as well. Silence onto the puck, but he has the rest of his team at the ready. Now the Centaur in a lot of trouble. Dragon Tail applied, and now he's going to get rebounded again for this save. El Micho's all over the place, but Pyke only so much HP to be able to withstand this amount of damage coming out from the Xtreme side. And that Dark Mago gets off the Avalanche, and there's the Yules to keep him in place. So a second kill for Xtreme.
In the meantime, so Parker has to do the brunt of the damage. Tiny and Centaur mainly control and survivability. And Marcy, as a 5, has not built items to hit.
Dragon Tail. Okay, it's going to be dodged with the Yules. As Dark Mago. It's going to turn into a good old-fashioned team fight. Coil onto several heroes. Parker pops the BKB. The break onto DK. Ame healing up with the Satanic, doing so much damage. He does not get taken out. 2 dead for Cobras. Make it 3. Ame lives thanks to the Satanic. That was as close as it gets, and now the Roche will go the way of Xtreme.
It does
Another
just
game of back and forth, though.
I think if the Dire, hang on.
Oh boy.
This would be a big find.
DPS test right here. BKB with the Satanic as well. Ame gets bashed, gets killed. Big, big kill for Cobras. And the DPS check was in favor.
He doesn't have buy.
Of the Dire. I find that Roche is close to half health at the moment. And it's going down very slowly. They get the Hex initiation onto the puck. Nothing to say is dead. Has the buyback if he wants to try to get back in this fight. Parker and company right on top of that. And that was Pike's sheep stick on the Centaur. And Dark Mago now has a haste rune. They're going to get the break onto the Bristleback. Already at half health himself. They're going to buy back onto the puck. Is this enough damage? No. Bristleback will live for the time being. Meanwhile, on the high ground, Parker keeping his distance. They have the coil onto a couple of heroes. There's the avalanche from Dark Mago onto this puck. They really want this kill into the back, into the stun. Do they have the damage? No, not yet. Phase shift to keep him alive. This would be a dieback for nothing to say, but he is going to be super healthy at the moment, and now Dark Mago will die instead. That's going to be buybacks in tow coming from Cobra. Everybody using it. Nothing to say. Very deep. Gets the sheep, or gets the Shivas off as Ame. Healing up thanks to the Satanic against Parker. He's next to the cliff. He is going to drop past the buyback instantly as well. And with that, Xtreme attempting to get Adam Dodd. The avalanche from Dark Mago with the toss to follow. Doing a decent amount of damage. Nothing to say is dead. That's a dieback on the puck now. 2 minutes out of the fight. X-Nova going to use the Ethereal Ame. Okay, they're going to get the continued stun onto the Centaur as XXX trying to create some space. As Parker now finally catching up close. Ame still in human form. There's the toss back. Parker, he's the one that gets tossed back instead, fighting from the low ground. He has Divine Rapier, by the way, as X-Nova taking a punch from Parker. Easily gets that kill. Ame is stuck in the tree line. The rest of his team is going to be, no, pops the Dragon Form, gets the blink off as well. Not be able to do too much damage to Parker. Instead, turns his sights to Dark Mago instead, and he dies. Ame going to continue on as they will find El Micho next to that secret shop location. 2 dead for Cobras. Make it 3. No way to get back in the game either, so Xtreme with 4 members up surely should be able to get the rush, but look at their base, by the way.
That almost killed Nothing to Say, got him very low, and then they got him on the back end afterwards.
Oh yeah, they're going for the full throne right now. BKB and Dragonform pop from Ame there. You see the Divine Rapier for Parker trying to do as much work as he can, but it's still only 2 members for Cobras. Ancient exposed, and now they turn their sights to the TA. Divine Rapier on the deck, and Pike rather will be the last remaining member of Cobra, but not for long. Divine goes to the Elder Titan. Just why not? Xtreme Gaming take this 2-1 in a very entertaining series.
This was a really nice game. I think both teams at different moments in this game played very well. I think there was some standout individual performances, just clutch spell casting, good movement.